Hello, I'm William E. Morgan, president of Parker University, and today I have a very special guest, the mayor of Southlake, John Huffman. Mayor, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. You have an absolutely beautiful campus.
Well, thank you very much. And we like to show it off, but we also like to show off North Texas. And that's kind of what we're talking about today is your town is, how far is it from here?
Not far. It's a 20-minute drive down 635. Traffic wasn't bad. It's not often I get to this side of the Metroplex being in Southlake, but it's really special. And I understand you guys went through extensive construction a few years ago after the tornado, and you guys did a great job. It's beautiful.
And we have several of our staff and our students live in your district, in your city. So it's great. In North Texas, we're a growing concern, as you know. It's one of the best places in the world to live.
Yes, sir.
And it's growing. Tell us a little bit about what's going up in Southlake.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Southlake is a wonderful place. We're very honored to be able to serve. So I started actually on city council in 2015. I was much younger looking and no beard, and somehow I got elected and been on city council for 6 years and then ran for mayor and been in mayor for 2 years. And it's honestly been the honor of a lifetime to serve. As you said, North Texas is spectacular, and we think Southlake is a gem. But it's interesting serving as mayor of a place like Southlake because I'm very focused, of course, on Southlake issues, but a lot of what we face, things like traffic and construction and infrastructure development, they're really regional problems with regional solutions. So one of the fun things that I get to do is liaise with other mayors and other levels of government, county, federal, our Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne, to develop relationships to bring solutions that help not only Southlake but all of North Texas.
Well, my wife and I, my family, we lived in Washington, D.C. for 20 years before coming here.
Very good.
My commute got 5 minutes longer every year I lived there for 20 years, till it was taking me hours to get to work and back. Since I moved to Texas, my commute has gotten shorter.
That's great.
So we love North Texas. It's easy to live here. And to me, it seems that for a place that you think it's kind of fiscally conservative, that North Texas seems to anticipate the needs of infrastructure and builds it before we need it. Is that how you guys at the head shed tend to work things out?
I think that's a great point. And yes, I think everyone around here at all levels of government has done a great job in anticipating that growth because what we're seeing is unprecedented. And really what we've seen for the last 10 or 15 years is unprecedented as far as the Metroplex growth. I mean, we're the third most populous Metroplex behind LA and New York. Wow. And we will continue to grow over the next 10 to 15 years. Cost of living is still relatively low compared to the coasts, and people want to be here. I mean, net, I've read 350 or so are moving to North Texas every single day, and that's great for all of us, for the economy, for our housing values. But to your point, it does present a lot of challenges, and as long as we're staying on top of those things and being anticipatory, infrastructure, for instance, in Southlake, the problems that we see really don't originate here. So we're trying to make sure we're looking not only at our city, but at the surrounding communities and their growth so we can plan for the future.
Well, I'm seeing that too. So it's not these little islands that, here's my city, we're going to build up here. It's like, well, you've got a pretty prestigious community that people like to live in. Like we have Michelle Krennick, who we've talked about, is one of our friends, and she actually is an MC for most of our seminars. We have these large seminars.
Oh, very good.
And I see her on Facebook all the time with the Chamber of Commerce. It's like, you know what? I want to join this Chamber of Commerce for Southlake just because they're having so much fun.
Absolutely.
But you're so pro-business, but also you play well with others. You know that a lot of the people who live in your community will commute over here back and forth, and you want to make sure that their lifestyle is set where they can enjoy life to its fullest.
That's right.
And nobody wants to sit in traffic.
That's exactly right. Well, and you're right. It's quality of life is a regional thing, and certainly we all want to be great regional partners. And I'm glad you mentioned Michelle. She's wonderful. I'm actually a patient of hers as well. You guys did a very good job training her. She's wonderful, and she's part of Southlake Chamber of Commerce, and as am I. It's a very special organization, and I tell people moving in, you don't really understand Chamber of Commerce in Southlake until you participate for a little bit. Very, very successful and very supportive organization. So, one of the things as mayor that I love to do is welcome new businesses to town because the economy in Southlake's wonderful. It's a great place to do business, whether it's retail or restaurants or service industry. We got a lot of folks wanting to set up shop in Southlake. And the thing I tell them is to make sure to be a good partner with the Chamber of Commerce and to be a good partner for your other businesses. And that's it's good for everybody.
Well,
so
we're spreading out, adding more Parker clinics around. Maybe we could work out a deal where we get some help from the city to that move over there.
We do economic development deals all the time. We'd love to have Parker in Southlake.
So you have a lot of the Dallas Cowboys live in your city too, I understand.
We do have some, yes, sir.
So yeah, so that's one of those things I know that people, if you're in Southlake, you might run into some of the local stars from our athletics that we like. But it's just an upscale community that's really a growing concern, and we're just blessed to be so close to it.
Yeah,
Any ideas or anything you'd like to share with our constituents about the future of North Texas? Where do you see us going in the future? Housing values, things like that.
Yeah, great question. So I want to make sure that as mayor of Southlake that I leave it in a better place than where I found it. It's a great city, but regionally, I think we just need to continue to plan for the future, not only in infrastructure, but also just to keep the economy strong, because what got us to the top is not necessarily what's going to keep us at the top.
That's good.
So we got to constantly be changing and adapting, but maintaining what really makes us unique. So, and you guys are a big part of that.
Yeah, and it's great to be in Texas. It's from I grew up in California, lived in DC for 20 years, but we love Texas, and we want to stay here. And it's like I said, it's so easy to live here. The people are great.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for hosting. It was an honor.
Thank you. And you've been listening to Mayor John Huffman of Southlake, and this is Parker University.